If you're seriously considering making Charlotte your new home, I get it, there's a lot to consider. Neighborhoods, schools, traffic, weather, it's not all sweet tea and Charlotte Panther games. That's why in today's video, we're gonna talk about the top 10 things you need to know before moving to Charlotte, so you're not blindsided once you get those moving boxes unpacked. Hi everyone, welcome back to Living in Charlotte, NC, the channel where we give you the inside scoop on all things Charlotte. So whether you're planning a move to the Queen City or just curious about what's going on around here, you're in the right place. I am Dave DeSilva, longtime realtor here in Charlotte, Army veteran, and owner of Long Tab Realty, brokered by Keller Williams Realty right here in Valentine in South Charlotte. I've been helping people relocate to the Charlotte area for over 22 years, and I think I've seen quite a bit, maybe not seen it all, but seen quite a bit, from buyers who fell in love on day one to folks who asked me where the beach is. Before we jump in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you'll be the first to know when we put out new videos, and you won't miss anything about what's going on in Charlotte. What it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here. And hey, please do go ahead and drop some comments down below. Let us know what kind of questions you have about anything going on in Charlotte, what it's like to live here, what are the schools like, all those questions, we want to answer them for you. Just put that in the comments. And you might see your questions coming up in a new video down the road. So let's go ahead and jump in and start talking about those top 10 tips. All right, so here's the deal. Charlotte is booming. The secret's out. So whether you're coming from California, New York, Ohio, or anywhere in between, the Queen City's got your attention. But before you go ahead and check out Zillow and start dreaming of Carolina blue skies, let's pull back the curtain a little bit and tell you what life is really like here in Charlotte. So from commutes that surprise people to taxes that might actually make you smile, especially if you're from New York, this is the video I wish every relocating client watched before their first home tour. So let's go ahead and jump in. So here's number one of those 10 things. The cost of living is still competitive in Charlotte, but it is rising fast. Charlotte isn't cheap though, but compared to other major cities like New York City, LA, or even Atlanta, it's still very favorable. And of course, housing is the big driver. Median home prices hover around the low to mid 400,000s. Right now, they're just below 400,000, and that's across the region. But you'll find major differences between areas like Fort Mill, South Carolina, Ballantyne, Concord, Davidson, Uptown, all over the place. Every place is individually having their prices set. And here's a pro tip. South Carolina suburbs like Indialand or Fort Mill can still offer lower property taxes, which is a big deal for many families. So let me know in the comment section down below if you're shocked by the prices here or if it's actually better than where you're coming from. We'd love to hear that. Number two, the housing market is competitive but manageable. You've probably heard stories about the crazy Charlotte real estate market, but here's the truth. Yes, demand is strong. Yes, homes go fast in popular neighborhoods, but with a good realtor, right here, it's very possible to find the right home without selling a kidney or losing your mind. So whether you're into new builds in Waxhaw or charming craftsman type homes in or near Plaza Midwood, there's something here for you. Just bring a little bit of patience and a pre-approval letter from your lender. Number three is the weather. 4 seasons with a little bit of a southern twist. Charlotte offers 4 legitimate seasons with a mild winter that usually gets a little bit of a panic mode going around here. More panic than snow. Now, temperatures in January, I was going to say July, that'll come next, but January average around 40 degrees. But let's be honest, if we get one dusting on the snow, it's headlines all over the place and people are just scrambling to the stores to get their batteries and milk. Go ahead and expect humid summers, mild, beautiful falls, and a whole lot of spring pollen here in Charlotte. Seriously, if you've got bad allergies, go ahead and stock up on allergy medicines. And like I said, July is our hottest month, averaging about 87 to 89 degrees. Not bad, but we will tip off at 100 degrees here and there. Number 4, traffic and commute. So choose your neighborhoods wisely. So here's the thing, Charlotte is not immune to high traffic, especially during rush hours on I-85, 485, and 77. You know, if you're commuting uptown from Ballantyne, Matthews, or Huntersville, plan accordingly. 10 or 15 minutes difference in when you leave your home can turn into about a 20-30 minute difference in the drive time. And if you want to avoid some of that mess, consider neighborhoods that are maybe a little bit closer to the light rail. That's something that's pretty big here in Charlotte now. So don't be surprised if your 10-minute commute turns into a 20 or 30-minute commute, especially if you try it around 5 p.m. Now, as far as schools go, I won't say they're hit and miss. It just depends on where you live. Charlotte-Mecklenburg school system is huge, about 147, 150 schools plus or minus, over 140,000 students. But you're going to get like many big districts, quality to vary based on neighborhood a lot of times. And the good news is, though, that there are a lot of strong public schools, magnet schools, charter school programs, plus excellent options in the surrounding counties like Union County, York County, Lancaster County. Now, if you're looking down in South Carolina, I'm looking both ways. If you're looking down in South Carolina right now, maybe at Fort Mill or Clover, some of those school districts are some of the strongest in the region. Fort Mill is typically the number 2 school district in all of South Carolina and one of the strongest, again, in the Charlotte region. So check out greatschools.org or niche.com to get some more details about those schools and some more. They give you a great numerical or I guess digital analysis, a numbers analysis, how many kids are going to college, what colleges they're going to, how their AP scores are, their SATs, all that good stuff on greatschools.org and niche.com. All right, so here we go with number 6, jobs and the economy. It's diverse and growing here in Charlotte. Banking used to be the king, and that was Bank of America, Truist, Ally. They're all still here. We're still a huge banking center, I think the second largest in the country, but Charlotte's economy has diversified fast. So we've got major players now in finance, healthcare, energy, which is Duke Energy, tech, logistics, and advanced manufacturing. Charlotte also continues to attract remote workers because of our cost of living and really just the lifestyle and the weather. So if you're job hunting, Charlotte is not a bad place to start your search. All right, number 7, we're up to 7 already. Neighborhood vibes vary widely here in Charlotte. So are you the walk to the coffee type shop person? Maybe try South End, maybe even try Blakeney. Are you preferring suburbs and peace and good schools and look at Ballantyne, Weddington, Fort Mill, South Charlotte? There's something for everybody. You know, you want something funky, maybe historic, then look at Plaza Midwood or Noda or Dilworth. So each neighborhood has its own personality, and you really can't judge Charlotte by the hotel you stayed in near the airport. Things to do, probably one of my favorites. You've got sports, breweries, day trips galore. Charlotte is the home to an NFL team, the Panthers. Well, sometimes we're called NFL. We're getting better, though. The NBA, the Hornets, MLS, Charlotte Charlotte FC Football Club. I'm going to a game tomorrow. I think we're going to beat Chicago tomorrow. Yay. We've got AAA baseball. We've got minor league hockey. And of course, we've got NASCAR here. Lots of NASCAR teams and drivers are focused or centered around Charlotte. A lot of them to the north, up near Lake Norman area. As I said, we're swimming in breweries. And I always mention a couple of my favorites, Legion, Middle James, and that OMB up in... well, actually, the OMB down in the Ballantyne Bowl now, I've been to. It's a great one. We've got tons of Greenway. I'm out there almost every weekend on the Greenway. It goes from the North Carolina-South Carolina border all the way up to PNC Pavilion. I think it's about 50K from one point to the other. We've got parks galore, farmers markets, and all kind of weekend festivals, which I mentioned in my last video. And here's a great bonus. We're about 2 hours from the mountains, 3.5 hours from the beach. So vacation galore, either the mountains, whether it's hot or cold, or the beach. Probably want to stay there only when it's warm. All right, one more thing. This is number 9, and that's taxes. And state lines do matter a little bit, not nearly as much as they did before. 10, 15, 20 years ago. That's when county lines mattered quite a bit, and those lines are blurring just a bit. But North Carolina and South Carolina do handle taxes very differently. North Carolina's got higher taxes, but more school choice. And South Carolina offers a homestead exemptions for primary residences and great deals for retirees and veterans. All right, so we're closing this out. We've got one more, number 10, and that's Southern hospitality is real. Just don't drive like it's New York City. Yes, people here say hello in the grocery store all the time. No, it's not weird, but heads up and don't be mistaken. Charlotteans are friendly, not pushovers. And while we love our pace of life, the roads do get dicey when northern aggression meets southern indecision. I remember one of the things I learned about Charlotte early on, and this, hopefully I'm not touching anybody the wrong way about religion, but people will always ask you, oh, what church do you go to? It's just a common question down here. And I faced that when I first got here. I wasn't offended, but I was just surprised by it. So be ready for that question when you get down to Charlotte. All right, so there you have it. 10 things you absolutely need to know before you move to Charlotte. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more prepared and a little bit more excited about the area. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Put something in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to hear more about, or what you think maybe I misconstrued for some of our top things you absolutely need to know about Charlotte. losing my voice right now. But if this video helped you, we'd love to hear about that. Subscribe to our Living in Charlotte, NC. And until next time, thanks for watching.